Hello everyone. Today we will discuss tuberculosis. As you know, this is one of the important topic in second MBBS as it is frequently asked in the theory question as a various short notes. It is also asked as a full question as a autopsy finding in a patient of a tuberculosis. So this is one of the important topic in your theory exam. It is also frequently asked in the practical exam during your Viva voice as we have a slide of tuberculosis affecting various organs. The most common organs they are lymph node, lung, intestine. Even we have a slide of tuberculosis of various organs like affecting female genital tract, tubal tuberculosis as well as male genital tract. There is a tuberculosis affecting testes. We have various specimens of tuberculosis like primary tuberculosis as well as secondary tuberculosis affecting lung tissue. We have a specimen of tuberculous ulcer of intestine. We have a various specimen of miliary tuberculosis affecting liver as well as spleen. So this is one of the important topic of the Viva examination. Now we discuss tuberculosis. Tuberculosis. Do you know what is a causative organism? Yes. The causative organism is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Mycobacterium tubercle bacilli. It's a bacilli rod-shaped organism which is almost 0.5 to 3 micrometer in size. It is acid fast. Why it is acid fast? Yes, it has a mycolic acid in its cell wall, and due to the presence of mycolic acid, the bacilli they are acid fast. Means the bacilli takes up stain which is carpalfuchsin, and they are not decolorized using sulfuric acid which is almost 20% in case of the acid fast bacilli. Who is the founder of this stain? Zell Nielsen is a scientist who identified this stain first time, and so from his name this acid fast stain is also known as Zell-Nielsen stain. The tuberculous bacilli they are of various species like Mycobacterium tuberculosis, Mycobacterium leprae and atypical mycobacteria. Mycobacterium tuberculosis is a causative organism of tuberculosis. Mycobacterium leprae is causative organism for the leprosy, and atypical mycobacteria they are also known as non-tuberculous mycobacteria. Most common cause of infection or organ which is involved by the Mycobacterium tuberculosis, that is lung. Over and above this, lymph node, skin, intestine, and last but not least is the conjunctiva. These are the primary sites for tuberculosis. So which are the primary sites for tuberculosis? That is lung, lymph node, intestine, skin and conjunctiva. Previously, when unpasteurized milk was utilized, at that time M. bovis is also a causative organism which is responsible for the intestinal tuberculosis. Nowadays, due to pasteurization of the milk, the incidence of the Mycobacterium bovis or bovine tuberculosis is decreased. How the bacilli spread from one person to another person? These bacilli, they are sprayed. The most common mode of transmission is inhalation. The tuberculous organism, they are present in the fresh cough droplets as well as in the dried sputum from a person of the open case of the tuberculosis. Ingestion is also one of the important mode previously when unpasteurized milk was used. Inoculation is another mode of transmission. By this mode of the inoculation, tuberculous bacilli, they settle down at the skin cuts. Also, from mother to fetus transmission is there. This is known as transplacental route, which is responsible for the congenital tuberculosis. Tuberculosis also increases the risk of occurrence of disease in a poverty as well as overcrowded area. The person suffering from various chronic debilitating illness, the incidence of tuberculosis is increased. Elderly as well as poor people, due to lack of nutrition and lack of immunity, the incidence of tuberculosis is increased. Due to the occurrence of the AIDS, there is a resurgence of the tuberculosis, as due to the AIDS, the incidence of tuberculosis is increased. Certain diseases like diabetes mellitus, Hodgkin's lymphoma, and various lung disease, chronic lung diseases, that increases the risk of tuberculosis. Do you know what is the pathogenesis of tuberculosis? There are two important things. One is hypersensitivity and other is immunity. These two words are important in the pathogenesis of the tuberculosis that depend upon the primary exposure or re-exposure of the tuberculosis. During the primary pulmonary tuberculosis, which lasts for 0 to 3 weeks, at that time, when there is a first time exposure of the tubercular antigen, the macrophages, they become activated due to presence of mannose-like receptor present on the macrophage. With the help of the mannose-like receptor present on the macrophage, tuberculous bacilli, they attach to the macrophage. Later on, macrophages phagocytose the tuberculous bacilli and bacilli enter in the macrophages. These macrophages, they are not able to kill the tuberculous bacilli. Why? Because the bacilli, they are responsible for the maturation arrest. That means it prevent the phagocytosed bacilli that prevent the phagosome to mature. For the maturation, phagosome and lysosome must be combined with one another and have to form phagolysosome. Due to the presence of the bacilli, there is a defect in the phagolysosome formation, and due to the ineffective phagolysosome formation, the bacilli, they remain inside the macrophages. Even there is a lack of acidic pH. As lysosome does not mature, it does not able to secrete various enzymes, and due to this there is a lack of the acidic pH. Due to all this factor, the bacilli, they remain inside the macrophage, but macrophage do not become bactericidal. Later on, these bacilli, they proliferate inside the macrophage, as there is a unchecked bacillary proliferation inside the macrophage. These macrophages free to move in the body. So there is a bacteremia. When large number of the bacilli are formed, the macrophage bursts out and there is a seeding of bacilli at the multiple sites. So there is a bacteremia with seeding of bacilli. This whole process takes 0 to 3 weeks. After 3 weeks, if the tuberculous bacilli are present in the body, these alveolar macrophages, they come in play. These tuberculous bacilli bind to the macrophages with the MHC class II molecule, and they bind to the T cell with the help of the T cell receptor, toll-like receptor. These macrophages lead to secretion of the interleukin 12, that is IL-12. This IL-12 is most important for the activation of the T cell, and that convert the T cell into T helper 1 cell. These activated T cell, T helper 1 cell, they are responsible for the positive tuberculin test, and that suggests hypersensitivity to tubercular antigen. Means person is previously exposed to tubercular antigen and person is hypersensitive to tubercular antigen. Later on, these T helper 1 cell secrete interferon gamma. This interferon gamma now activate macrophages, and these activated macrophages are able to kill the tubercular bacilli. How? These activated macrophages, they lead to the production of the nitric oxide by activation of the nitric oxide synthetase. They also lead to the formation of the reactive oxygen species, and this nitric oxide as well as reactive oxygen species, they are bactericidal in action. So now macrophage is able to kill tubercular bacilli, means person's immunity is developed. So activated macrophages, they are responsible for the immunity in a person of tubercular bacilli. These activated macrophages, they also secrete TNF alpha and various other chemokines. These TNF alpha and chemokines are responsible for the recruitment of the monocyte at the site of the infection, and this monocyte, they later on responsible for the various cytokine secretion which ultimately lead to the granuloma formation. These activated macrophages, they get form of the epithelioid cells. As the nucleus is elongated, cytoplasm is pale eosinophilic vacuolated, and so these activated macrophages in case of the tuberculosis is known as epithelioid cells. Do you know what is the difference between the macrophage and epithelioid cells? Yes. Macrophages, they are the soldier without gun, while epithelioid cells, they are the soldiers with gun. As macrophages are not able to kill tubercular bacilli, they are soldier of the body but they do not have gun. While epithelioid cells, means activated macrophages, are able to kill the tubercular bacilli, so they are known as soldier with gun. In case of the tuberculosis, these activated macrophages, they are responsible for the immunity development. What is the morphology of the tubercular bacilli? Morphology of tuberculosis. The morphology of tuberculosis depend upon the infection. Like they are different in case of the primary tuberculosis, secondary tuberculosis, progressive pulmonary tuberculosis, even in immunocompromised person, miliary tuberculosis. We see one by one them. Pulmonary tuberculosis, that is primary tuberculosis. Primary tuberculosis affect lung. The most common site is lower part of the upper lobe and upper part of the lower lobe. This area is known as Ghon's focus. When this area is associated with the hilar lymph node involvement, then it is known as Ghon's complex. Ghon's focus is tubercular lesion affecting the lung that commonly affect the lower part of the upper lobe and upper part of the lower lobe. This area is known as Ghon's focus. When it is associated with the hilar lymphadenopathy, it is known as Ghon's complex. Primary tuberculosis, usually in the form of the granuloma formation. That granuloma may have central area of the caseous type of the necrosis, which is surrounded by the epithelioid cells, Langerhans type of the giant cells, collar of the lymphocytes, and further surrounded by the fibroblast. Typical granulomatous lesion of tuberculosis has a central area of caseous necrosis surrounded by the epithelioid cells with presence of the occasional Langerhans type of the giant cells, which is surrounded by the collar of the lymphocytes and further surrounded by the fibroblast. Why the necrosis is known as caseous necrosis? It has a appearance like cheese-like grayish, yellowish white, and consistency is quite thick. This caseous necrosis surrounded by the epithelioid cells. Epithelioid cells are the modified macrophages or activated macrophages. These modified macrophages have a abundant acidophilic vacuolated cytoplasm, elongated vesicular nucleus, and some of the epithelioid cells, they combine together and forms Langerhans type of the giant cell. Langerhans type of the giant cell is a typical for the tuberculosis, and on acid fast staining that show presence of the slender rod-like organism which are acid fast. This is a typical microscopy of the tuberculous infection affecting any organ. That is a detailed view. It shows presence of the epithelioid cells. These are the lymphocytes. This is a multinucleated giant cell. Okay. Secondary tuberculosis. Secondary tuberculosis commonly affect lung and it show presence of the cavitary lesion. The most common site of involvement is a apical area, as apical area has the highest concentration of the oxygen. The apical involvement is common in case of the secondary tuberculosis. It is a more destructive, so caseation later on lead to the formation of the cavitary lesion in case of the secondary tuberculosis. The cavity wall becomes fibrosed. Later on, there is a erosion of the affected bronchi, and this lead to the entry of caseous necrosis as well as bacilli in the bronchi, and person become active tuberculosis, or person become an open case of the tuberculosis. Microscopy is same as that of the primary tuberculosis, which shows central caseation surrounded by the epithelioid cells, collar of the lymphocytes, further surrounded by the rim of the fibroblast. This is again cavitary lesion of the lung. This specimen is present in our museum. This is frequently asked in your exams. Now, miliary tuberculosis. Why it is called miliary? Because of its gross appearance, the millet seeds-like appearance, that is almost 1 to 2 millimeter whitish nodule distributed on the surface of the organ. In case of the lung, it is distributed all over the lung. In case of the liver, they are distributed on the surface of the liver. In case of spleen, it is distributed on the surface of the spleen. These are the tiny 1 to 2 millimeter grayish white nodular appearance on the surface of the tuberculosis. Commonly, which organs are affected? As this is a hematogenous root, the common affected organs for the miliary tuberculosis, they are lung, liver, spleen, even bone marrow, bone and meninges. Kidney is also one of the important organ in case of the involvement in case of the miliary tuberculosis. Microscopy is same as that of the primary tuberculosis. How will you diagnose a case of the tuberculosis? One is the history, as old person, poor patient, chronic debilitated person have a history of weight loss, evening rise of the temperature. All these symptoms, they are due to the secretion of various cytokines like TNF alpha in case of the tuberculosis. Even some of the patients, they are presented with the hemoptysis due to the erosion of the blood vessels. There is a pleuritic pain when there is a pleural involvement by the tuberculous organism. Physical examination show chronic debilitated person with evening rise in temperature. So there is a rise in the temperature and history of the weight loss. Mantoux test is performed in case of the tuberculosis. Though it is not diagnostic of the tuberculosis, this test is done by intradermal injection of 0.1 ml of tuberculoprotein, that is purified protein derivative. The person is asked to come after 72 hours and the area of induration is measured. If the induration is more than 15 millimeter in size, it is a positive Mantoux test, and if the area is less than 15 millimeter, it is a negative Mantoux test. What it suggests? It suggests delayed type of the hypersensitivity reaction to M tubercular antigen. We got false positive test in case of the atypical mycobacterial infection, while false negative testing is observed in case of the cutaneous allergy, sarcoidosis, Hodgkin's disease and other viral infections. Also in case of the fulminant tuberculosis or recent tuberculosis, which is less than 8 to 10 weeks of the infection. Diagnosis is also done by the acid fast staining. The acid fast method is also known as Zell-Nielsen staining method by the name of the scientist. This method shows presence of the slender rod-like bacilli, which are 0.5 to 3 micrometer in size, where acid fast due to presence of mycolic acid in their cell wall, means once they stain with the carbamazepine, these bacilli, they do not decolorize using 20% sulfuric acid. The other way of diagnosis is fluorescent dye method. Like fluorescent dye like rhodamine and auramine is used to diagnose tubercular bacilli. Culture is gold standard, as culture in algae media, that is Lowenstein-Jensen's medium, it gives result in 6 weeks. We have a fast culture method like BACTEC, which gives result in 15 days. But culture is negative in case of the sputum negative tuberculosis. So again, this is a less specific method. Guinea pig inoculation is also used previously, nowadays not used. Molecular methods such as PCR, it is a most recent method and most useful method, but this test is negative in case of the sputum negative tuberculosis. So again, gold standard is culture. Immunohistochemical stain nowadays use, which are again against anti-MBP64 antibody. This stain is used to demonstrate the organisms. One last but not least, Radiographic method like X-ray chest is also used to detect the tuberculosis, which show presence of the fibrocalcific lesion. Even the pleural effusion is noted, and this can be diagnosed by the radio method. Treatment in case of the tuberculosis, we have a various programs they are run, and multi-drug therapy is given. We have target to eliminate tuberculosis and to reduce the multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. Thank you.